Hello, welcome back to Down to Earth Mystic for another mystic rambling, maybe. And raw and real as well. I've been thinking about this a lot. So I know that there's a kind of a, I don't want to say a gradient into one into the other, but say, for example, you've got fear and you've got love, and they're kind of like, it's almost like the more fear that trickles into love, the less pure that the love is, and the more love that filters into fear, the less pure that the fear is. And I would say it's probably optimal to be like in the middle and, operate from Zen, or I'd say more love is better, but my thought is that when you get into the middle, sometimes it's hard to know which one you're working with. And here's what I mean by that. I understand that, and I've said this in other videos as well, that self-love is incredibly important, and it's kind of like how you find your center and how you find your spirituality and how you grow. But I'm curious when the line is blurred with self-love. And here's what I mean. So if you're going to make or take an action based on your own value and what you're worth and what your boundaries are, I feel like when you start thinking about boundaries, then you're actually bringing fear into the situation, right? Because if you don't have that boundary and someone crosses it, then it hurts you. And so, I mean, I get it that that's still operating from love, but it's almost like in that center where there's a blending of the two. And so I guess it's kind of a conundrum for me that I'm trying to work out, and I'm curious what you guys are thinking on that topic. But I think the self-love is very important, but it's like also expressing self-love from a place of compassion for others, because aren't we all kind of just one energy, and our energies are blending together? So if we taint that pot of energy that we all live in by defending yourself, and in the process you hurt someone, what was the point, right? You're still in the sea of what was love, and some hate or some fear was kind of tossed into the mix. You see what I mean? And so that's making a lot of assumptions based on my beliefs and my understandings of the world, how the world works and how energy works, and not really even going all that deep into my thoughts of things, but just touching on it. So I don't want to tell you how to think. I'm just telling you how I feel, and I'm curious how many other people have kind of thought of this as well. And so on that note, I guess my question is, do you feel that self-love and fear are potentially blurred, that line between the two? Or do you feel self-love is self-love is self-love? Like you can't really taint it. And I know I prefaced that by starting with the gradient of those two, because I feel that's honestly how we experience life. Do we take an action out of love or out of fear? But that's, again, my perspective, and I'm curious how anyone else thinks about it. So I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit, but if you do subscribe to that thought of love and fear being opposites, and they kind of blend into the sorry, I feel like I need a visual. So if you subscribe to that thought that love and fear are opposites, and they kind of blend together into the middle of kind of a balance, do you think that there's that blurred line between self-love and fear? Or do you think acting out of love for yourself is pure love? So food for thought. I could ramble on more and more, but I'm curious what you guys are thinking, rather than blabbering how I'm seeing the perspective. And I feel like I've already given that fairly strongly without going too deeply. So what are your thoughts? What topics would you like to discuss in the future? Something you'd like to hear me ramble about and create a community of reactions through the comments section? That would be awesome. I would really enjoy doing something like that. So Hope that that is something that sounds enjoyable to you too, and I'd love to see your comments about today's video as well as ideas for future videos. Look forward to seeing, not you necessarily, but your comments below very soon. Have a lovely day.